starting off our interviews today. I'm so excited because once I saw that we had Zinia Manasseh on the show, I was like, oh my God, stop it. Because you know, there's some people who, like I said, you get to interview them and you're also a fan. So it's just a wonderful moment. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show, rather. Have you been?
Yeah.
Where have you been? I know you've not been in Nairobi that much, I know.
All over.
Yeah.
And nowhere. No, I'm joking. I've been in LA since April. And now, yeah.
How's it been? Are you good? I mean, I know there's a lot that you're doing in LA, and then Nairobi is also, you know, it's buzzing right now. And you have a name. Yeah.
Yeah, Nairobi's home. I'll always come back home, but then I can't stay here for too long. Like, what I want to build is, I want to build it here, but I'm collecting my resources.
Yes, because the more you travel, the more you're out there, you get to meet people who are like just icons in their fields, people who've done this for so long, and you get to pick all these nuggets from all these people. So tell me how it was, because I saw, you know, you being credited, you know, by Teyana Taylor, which was a really big deal. So I know that, of course, it came because you are in LA, but tell me how the whole thing came to be.
That one was actually a surprise for me as well, because the songs were written in 2018 and then her album came out 2020. So, you know, in that window of time, I didn't even think that the songs were gonna go anywhere. And then all of a sudden, one email, oh yeah, there's a song. Another email, oh wait, there's another one. Then the album.
And then, oh wait, so have you worked with other people yet?
Yeah.
Writing, tell me.
Yeah, but her, I didn't meet her. I've never met her in person.
Oh.
So yeah, the way it works, like I was working with a label, and we basically we function as a music making machine, and we just create songs. We create songs, and then we pitch them.
Yeah.
To artists, and then it's just like a game, really. You just keep making music and you keep pitching and see where you end up, and then you end up in good places enough times, then people start to call you.
Yes, people start to notice. They're like, wait, isn't that the same person who wrote for, isn't that the same chick who, isn't it? And then they're like, oh, she's from Kenya. I can't wait for people to, you know, just remind them that you are from the 254. Now, as I was reading this very long post that you had put up, and you had also given a warning, you were like, guys, and I just knew that this is going to be one of those deep dives where you just talk about how passionate you are about whatever it is that you're releasing. In this case, which is Love, Hate, Part 1. Something that you mentioned was in, I think it was 2019, that, you know, you were heartbroken, or you just either stopped, well, it's not stopped believing in love, but you were really hurt by being in love. Yeah? Now, I don't know how much of this story you can tell us, or how much of the situation you are open to discussing, but can you tell us a little bit about how you got to that point?
I had actually been there for months. I just hadn't accepted. You know, it had been over for a while. I just finally decided to talk about it. I feel like the music says like so much without me having to reveal like specific details. But I do think that I stopped believing in it for like a short amount of time, and then it was just like, okay, just like release the feelings, and also don't blame somebody else for everything going wrong, you know. So like, let's just find the middle and accept, and accepting means releasing, admitting, writing.
Yeah, admitting, because that's something a lot of us don't do. Even when you're telling someone the story, you are leaving out the juicy details of how you also played a part in the relationship getting to that toxic, you know, place. which it's just really hard to admit, both to yourself or to anybody else. You want to always look like the victim, but then you lay it bare in Love and Hate. So is it based off of one person or just different relationships you've been in or other people have told you about?
It was definitely the one person at the time, but now that it's come out this many years later, there's so many songs I'm listening to now. I'm like, oh my God, this applies to you. This applies to you. This applies to, but all my own personal experiences.
Yeah. You've worked with only one Kenyan producer, if I'm not wrong?
On the album.
On the album, yeah.
But multiple. I've worked with many.
No, on the album, on the album.
Yeah.
So who was it?
Mbogwa.
Yeah.
M to the power 3.
And you've worked with several other producers who you've released so far, I think, well, 2 singles. Yeah?
Before this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or 3 singles, yeah.
Two singles. Yeah, Loki was another single, but Loki came out so long ago.
Yeah, so long ago.
Yeah.
But Mombru just did one for you, yes?
Yeah, he did Love Hate, actually.
The whole
single.
project?
No, but he did 5 songs on the project.
Oh, that's a lot of them. And he didn't help in writing. You wrote everything. That is, so you own a, hey Zinia, let me tell you, those royalties, honey. This is the business side. This is the business side. So let's talk about, I want us to talk about some of the jams that are on the album. And I know there are many, and I know you love all of them, so I can't even ask you, oh, which one was the hardest to write, which one was the most emotional. So we're going to try and go through the songs, all right? So you have your Babu's intro, and I want you to tell us why this was, one, an important song to do, and also brag about your family, babes, because you come from a lineage of incredibly talented artists.
Yes, I do. Well, I'm like, how much more can I say about this guy? He's the star of the show. I just feel like I keep carrying that around. Everybody's like, talk about that. I'm like, he's a star. He's always been a star. It's just not, I was going to say not that many people knew. That's also a lie. He's always been a star. He was supposed to, this was supposed to happen. This is just another thing in his story. But yeah, Zilizopendwa, we're from Coast. We've been singing those my whole life. Actually, he's turning 18 next month, and he already got the guys to like make him his birthday song, Bango style.
Yeah.
He's already been listening to it. Like, music has been in our family forever. And I mean, just
how did it feel for you, for him to be on the album?
Correct.
You felt correct? I have never had that as a response. You felt correct.
The right thing. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
I did the right thing.
Yeah. You said the right thing. I had my own things. I thought you said correct. I was like, I've never had anyone.
I said that
you did?
first.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't hearing my own things. This is awesome, man. Well, I am happy that he got to, and he has a book, by the way, that I think people should read. Can you tell us about the book?
Wow. Thanks for asking that. He just published his autobiography, and it details 4 generations, him being the 4th. But the rest of us are in the book as well. Like, my name is in the book. I was like, yay. But he talks about his great-great-grandfather, how he came from Malawi as a slave, to his grandfather who worked actually at Fort Jesus as a court interpreter, to his dad, to now him becoming the Commissioner General. But I still haven't finished the book yet, and I know like some pieces of the story because of living with him, but I would highly recommend. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And you have a room at your Nyanya's, as you said, which is where you wrote, I think, most of the album.
Yeah.
And the room is still the same.
Intact.
They don't change anything. Oh, that's sweet. They're like, she will be back. She needs to know that she always has a room wherever we are,
It's literally been the same since, at least the last time it changed was like 2014.
Okay, so now let's quickly talk about this other song on the album that I really love, Precious. What did you want people to feel when, I mean, I know they will interpret it the way they feel like, or the way they, whatever, depending on what they're going through in life. But what was going through your mind when you were writing Precious?
To be honest, I wish I could remember, because the tone of it is very aggressive, and I am speaking to somebody, but then over the years it's kind of just in the middle of that and like self-love. It's like, I know who I am, you know, but at the same time I'm talking to somebody, so now I don't know, I'm gonna shift the narrative and say it's more about like knowing your value and not letting anybody try to diminish that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you like it?
Why do I like it? It's a completely different story. It's a completely different story. It is. But because now, you know, unfortunately, I can tell we're running out of time, and there's so many other songs that I really, really, really wanted us to talk about, but then now we cannot. But the whole album, Love Hate, is it one of those? And I hope this comes off really well. Is it an album talking about toxicity in relationships?
The entire thing, like including part 2,
Yeah.
it's talking about everything
In
that
general,
I've
in
experienced
relationships.
in love.
Okay, fine. It's just a
With
lot of
love.
it had to be toxic.
From
Yeah.
yeah, huh?
I'm
Half
saying
of it, there's the toxic parts, there's like the pure parts, there's
Yeah.
like the in the middle, there's the longing, there's the sensual. It's colorful.
Yeah, there are different parts. So everyone, there's a bit of everything for everybody. All right, so how can people copy it? Tell him.
They can find it everywhere. Actually, it's everywhere, available everywhere, and now it's out in the world, so it's out forever. Xenia Manasseh is the name. Doesn't have an H. I just feel like I should say that. But it's Xenia Manasseh, and you can find me everywhere
Yeah.
just under that name. And there's a lot more music even aside from that, so dig in.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Xenia, and I wish you all the best. I don't know how long you're in Nairobi for. I don't know when you're going back to LA, but I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And this is pretty cool. Thank you so much for coming through. Okay.
Thank you for having me again.
All right.